A pretty face nearly cost a life until everything blew up. I was pulling another night shift at Crestview General when it hit me that my face, yes, my stupid genetically blessed face, might actually get someone killed. Nobody in nursing school pulls you aside and says, "Hey, by the way, if you look like you were carved out of marble by a bored Renaissance artist, people may not take you seriously while a patient is dying." It started like a sitcom. The older nurses at Crestview treated me like I was their visiting grandkid. Cheek pinches, cooing sounds, little jokes about setting me up with their daughters. Doctors gave me ridiculous nicknames: Casper, Coverboy, Ken Doll. Patients asked if I was part of a commercial or if a TV crew was about to jump out with cameras. One older lady straight up refused to let me draw her blood because, in her words, pretty boys don't know veins. Annoying? Yes. Career damaging? Apparently. Because every time an emergency hit, the staff acted like I was a decorative lamp. I'd give orders based on actual training and they'd smile politely like I was performing a cute party trick. I told myself I could handle it. I was wrong. The night everything detonated, I was assigned to Mrs. Redding, a 62-year-old recovering from abdominal surgery. Around 2:15 a.m., I noticed her heart rate spiking, oxygen plummeting, skin turning that terrifying waxy shade we all know too well. She was sliding straight into cardiac arrest. I jumped into action. CPR, oxygen adjustments, meds, the works. I paged the emergency team. When they rushed in, I tried relaying every detail: the vitals drop, the meds administered, the time frame, the need for immediate transfer. Dr. Coleman, the lead that night, didn't even pretend to listen. He waved me off like an annoying gnat. "Thanks, Sunshine," he said. "Sunshine. But we've got this. Grab us some coffee?" A nurse actually laughed and said, "He gets so cute when he's trying to sound official." Another told me to stay pretty and step back. They ignored every assessment I'd already made. They rechecked everything from scratch. Precious, oxygen-draining minutes slipped away while they basically role-played as competent humans. By the time they realized I was right, by the time they finally listened, Mrs. Redding had flatlined. They got her back. But oxygen deprivation had already carved its damage. Severe neurological impairment. A life altered because no one could see past my jawline. I filed a complaint. HR called it a communication misunderstanding. When I refused to drop it, my hours got slashed, my assignments tanked, the silent treatment kicked in like clockwork. One supervising doctor even asked if I'd considered switching to the hospital's PR department because I had the face for it. That was the moment I decided I wasn't letting this go. I documented everything. Every time someone dismissed me. Every time patient care suffered because someone thought I was just the hospital mascot. 6 months later, I had a file thicker than a college textbook. I contacted an attorney. I spoke to families. Mrs. Redding's kids had been asking for months why their perfectly healthy mom now struggled to remember her own address after a routine operation. When the hospital board saw my evidence, they panicked, but the story had already leaked. The headline went viral. "Hospital staff ignores qualified nurse for being too good looking." People were furious. Investigations were launched. Licenses were revoked, Dr. Coleman included. Multiple nurses were fired. New protocols rolled out requiring staff to acknowledge medical input from any qualified personnel during emergencies. The hospital paid out a massive settlement to the Redding family. I'm still at Crestview. People still flirt with me. Patients still ask if I'm secretly an actor, but no one ignores me during a code anymore. Funny how that works.